started, before you take to your seats, we would like to kindly invite you to our gallery walk. We have a showcase of the different aspects of this new strategy that we would like to call your attention to. Mwakoze cyane kuza kwifatanya natwe mbere yuko twicara twagira ngo tubatumire twerekeze aho twabateganyirije imurika ry'ibikorwa bitandukanye, gahunda zizadufasha kugera kuri strategy 2026-2030. If you can kindly proceed to the gallery display that we have in the corner, that would be very, very much appreciated before we get seated. Protokole irabidufashamo duherekeza abashyitsi bacu tuberekeza aho twabateganyirije iryo murika mbere yuko twicara ngo tuganire. Before we get seated, we'd like to kindly invite you to the display that we have prepared for you right there in the corner, in the left-hand corner. We have members of our team who will kindly do a presentation, a brief one, to give us an idea of what the strategy looks like. A very bold strategy, I might add. Ni karibu rwose. Thank you very much. If you can come closer, that would be very much appreciated. Ni karibu rwose ntimwiheze, maze dusabe abavandimwe bacu badufashe baduhishurire ibyiciro bitandukanye bijyanye n'iyi gahunda yo muri iyi myaka itanu izaza.
And we have a broad goal that we have set for ourselves as an organization in collaboration with you all. And we have stated in our goal that by 2030, Vision Rwanda, in collaboration with its partners, will holistically empower and transform the well-being of 2.5 million most vulnerable children in Rwanda. So this broad goal is anchored by 4 strategic objectives, and I'll kindly go through them. Our first strategic objective in our 5-year strategy is children report an increased awareness of God's love, which is our key identity. The second strategic objective is children are protected from child labor and sexual violence. Thirdly, children are well nourished, targeting 0 to 5 years. And fourthly, adolescents and youth live in economically viable households. So this will be through an integrated approach to achieve our overall 5-year goal. And by the end of 5 years, we expect to target 2.5 million most vulnerable children in Rwanda. So I want to kindly hand over to my colleague Raphael, who will now, together with others, go through an in-depth of each of these strategic objectives. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good morning once again. My name is Raphael Mshumba. I work as a Faith and Development Manager. And I would like to take you through this strategic objective 1, which is children report an increased awareness of God's love. Based on the census that has taken place very recently in 2022, the findings show that in Rwanda, 92% are Christians, 2% are Muslims, and 1% are other faith. Therefore, before conducting any strategy, we have conducted what we call a spiritual landscape analysis, where it is an exercise we do countrywide to know how is the spiritual situation. So through the findings we go through, we have realized that as World Vision, we use those following interventions. Intervention 1 is capacity building for faith leaders and the key community stakeholders, including community leaders, volunteers, coaches, Sunday school teachers, and Empowered Worldview and JEDC, when we talk about empowered worldview, it is a core model where we focus on the following. We deal with beliefs, perceptions, and values. To get holistic transformation, you should focus on this mindset change, which is a journey where you focus on beliefs, mindset change, values, and perceptions. We use this approach in order to use so that our families, our beneficiaries, they are equipped in heart, mind, and pocket. The second intervention is mobilizing communities through awareness campaign and behavior change communication to provide positive attitudes and collective action against child labor and sexual abuse. Through different channels of communication, journals, and news, all of you are aware that families these days are facing difficulties. We do have situations of divorce, family conflicts. I think many of you are aware of it. So you cannot focus on transformation when you are not focusing on these approaches of uniting families. So we use celebrating family. Through celebrating family, what we do here, we use, it's an approach that we use to take the families, understand their past, their present, their future. It is a journey together through the holiness, avoiding brokenness. The last but not least is facilitate community dialogue with the faith leaders, opinion leaders, and the other community influencers to discuss gender norms, advocate for policy change, and identity practical solutions. Here we use what we call channels of hope. Channels of hope is an approach where we use to tackle all those kind of issues that are found in the communities. We can have channels of hope gender, channels of hope peace building. We do different issues. As this strategic objective cannot work alone, that is why we believe that we focus on faith development, child participation, JETC, and advocacy. Without taking much time, let me give the floor to my sister Egidia to take you through another strategic objective.
Thank you so much, Raphael. Good morning, everyone. My name is Egidia Mutesi. I am in charge of child protection and education in World Vision Rwanda. And I want also to take you through our strategic objective number 2. As my previous colleagues have already mentioned, the reason why we are choosing this strategic objective is because, first of all, we are a child-focused organization, but also looking at how our national census of 45% of children for 30.2 million that was done in 2022 indicates that our main focus should be on the children. So if we look at the issues that are affecting children, sexual violence and also child labor is very paramount. We have identified that from the report of UNICEF 2024 indicated that 8.4% of girls have been sexually violated. If we look at our endline evaluation, 2025, we have identified that child labor is at 10.8%. So these are the issues that are limiting the children to grow holistically, but also to develop. That's why World Vision thought this is very key to consider in our interventions. And also, if we look at about education, because education is also an enabling factor to contribute to the well-being of those children holistically. So our main interventions to address these issues is, one, is to strengthen the formal and informal systems of child protection mechanism at the community level, but also at the national level, collaboratively with all the child protection actors that are in place. So we want to see how, at the community level, at the school level, at the national level, child protection is highly considered in all levels, so that those children can be protected and also they can thrive for the future. Then we also thought about ECD, where we thought this is a critical area. If we look at the national level data, it is only 39% that can access ECD. And that's where they get the basic services related to nutrition, health, child protection, early stimulation, and other interventions. So we thought our interventions as an organization should mainly see how we can really support those children at the early age, because that is where the stunting and also learning poverty starts. If we look at the statistics, the researchers have identified that 80% of the brain grows at the first 3 years. So our interventions should look at how holistic interventions through our integration with health and nutrition, through our integration with WASH, through our integration with spiritual nurture of children, and also with our economic empowerment at the household level, can bring that child at the early age to grow up. So another area is also related to how we are contributing to the foundational learning strategy of the government. We recently found out that those children who can read with comprehension English at the grade 3 levels is at 38%. So how are we supporting the learning activities of the children if they can't read in English and the language of instruction is English? So our interventions should look at how we strengthen the community, the parents, teachers, but also the learners to have the basic literary skills and core skills to learn, but also continue to thrive. Then another area is also disability inclusion. In our interventions across all the strategic objectives, disability will be a key area to consider, because we have seen that recently we identified over 38,000 children who have disability in our area of operations. And we have a disability case management system that will support us to do identification, to do the registration and the referral pathways to those children with disabilities through the collaboration with other partners. That's why our main interventions are mainly focusing on around the children and mostly the vulnerable children. And the overall goal, which we are all contributing in our strategic objectives, is 2.5 most vulnerable children. We also have some cross-cutting themes, like my colleague has mentioned. We have faith and development, which is our mandate as an organization, but also we have JESI, we have advocacy. This is where we have a structure on the ground called Citizen Voice and Action that deals with service providers, how the standards that the government has set is being followed at the community level, in health, in education, in WASH, in every area. So our Citizen Voice and Action is an advocacy approach at the community level, but we also have an advocacy mechanism at the national level that we use to see if some issues are not addressed at the community level, how are we cascading them to the national level so that they can even inform some reforms in the policy or some strategic plans. Then celebrating families, my colleague has already mentioned about it, living in harmony for the families, for the well-being of the children. So these are the core models. We have child protection and advocacy, dealing with child protection-related matters. We have Go Baby Go and learning roots, especially for ECD, that is 0 to 6. Then we have Unlock Literacy, which is mainly focusing on foundational literacy skills promotion. And then we also have gender equity, disability, and social inclusion that deals with all the issues of gender, disability, and the other norms that are limiting children to access services that are rendered to the community. Thank you so much for your attention.
Good morning. Yes, my name is Alois Sabimana. As you may see on this stand, I'm not standing alone. We are standing as a family. Please join me. Yes. representing the families of Rwandans in our communities. And our strategic objective that we are going to take you through is based on three pillars: health, nutrition, and wash, that have a main objective, which is children are well nourished. We are talking about children aged 0 to 5 years. So this family that we formed here, it is a family of Keza Majambere. This is a boy. He is a younger brother of Keza Majambere, the one that was, specified during the Omushyikirano. So this is under 2. Keza Majambere is now over 2. So our strategic objective focuses on 3 target group. The target number 1 is the women in the reproductive age. This means women who are aged 15 to 49 years old. The target number 2 is the pregnant women, and the target number 3 is the children aged 0 to 5, as I said. So this is what we are going to take you through to show you how are we going to move forward to eradicate malnutrition among children from those 3 population of Rwanda. So as you know, the stunting rate in Rwanda is standing now at 30% among under 5 children. So what Vision Rwanda is also committed to contribute a lot to the government of Rwanda NSC2 strategy, whereby we will contribute to the reduction of stunting up to 15% by 2030 as of the NSC2 strategy. So therefore, we have several interventions that we will conduct to make the target, the objective achieved. The intervention number 1 is to strengthen the access of antenatal care services, health promotion, and the disease prevention, but also ensuring referral pathways. In this intervention, you are seeing that we will be focusing on antenatal care, but specifically we'll be targeting teenage pregnancies, because this is an issue of Rwanda that the government needs to address, but also the standard utilization of antenatal care services, whereby it stands at around 47% as of now. But we want to improve this service, because when you improve the antenatal care, we also know that the government of Rwanda has launched the MMS, the multiple micronutrient supplement in pregnant women. Therefore, these women cannot take this product without attending the antenatal care services. So in collaboration with community health workers at grassroots, we will capacitate them to detect as early as possible the women who are pregnant at the community level, so that they should refer them to the health facility to start early the antenatal care service. For the health promotion and the disease prevention, we also know that currently HIV is an issue, is a remaining issue in Rwanda, and specifically among younger girls, whereby it stands at around 35% of new cases of HIV among our population. So our target we specifically focus on these younger girls, so that we may, provide what we call what we call comprehensive sexual education. This is a kind of sensitization of the community around prevention of diseases. We said only HIV, but malaria and TB are also still there, so that we should contribute or collaborate with the government to tackle on that issue. So the growth monitoring and promotion model and in the communities workers model are the one that we will be using in collaboration with our key partners, the number one being the government, but also the development partners and the CSOs, so that we may improve this service. The second intervention is the strengthening growth monitoring and promotion and rehabilitation of malnourished children. Here is exactly, once the child is born, we will need to make sure that the child growth is monitored. For the under 2, like this one, like Keza Majambere, with this model of growth monitoring, we will make sure that every month we monitor the growth of this child. In collaboration, of course, with our key partners who are the community workers at the grassroots. So that if we find anyone among the target group who is malnourished, we immediately conduct the quick rehabilitation. We are glad to have our valued mayor of Burera here. She can testify you. In the professional Muganda that we use in this strategy, we make sure that every child who is screened malnourished is immediately treated, rehabilitated. The one who is in the severe malnutrition is immediately transferred to the health facility for care. So the third intervention is in nutrition education and optimal and education on optimal maternal, infant, and young child nutrition. This is an holistic intervention that will involve even we have the brand ambassador, Israel Mbonyi, in the ENAF campaign to continue to raise our voices on the promotion of the child feeding practices, whereby at the end of this presentation, Keza has a message for you. This intervention related to child nutrition education, he is telling you for ladies that he will need to be taken care since the starting of his life on this world, which means at birth, put your child on the breast until 6 months after birth, so that he should breastfeed only without any supplement. After 6 months, Keza is telling us that give him the supplementation, but do not forget to continue breastfeeding him until 2 years. Then after 2 years, at 2 to 5, Keza is telling us that we should take him to the home-based ECD, so that if the mother starts her regular activities, the child will remain at the ECD, being protected, but being also nourished, well nourished, so that we prevent holistically the malnutrition to this child. But my colleague, who is standing with me, has also the final message related to the last holistic intervention, which is WASH, to eradicate definitely malnutrition among the children.
We thought she was your wife.
Yeah, good morning. You have seen that the family has to share roles in taking care of the children. Yeah, so here I want to talk about WASH, water, sanitation, and hygiene. I'm sure everyone here knows how water is very important. Without water, we wouldn't be looking the way we are looking like here. So World Vision is joining the government hands in ensuring access to water, sanitation, and hygiene, as stated in the National Strategy for Transformation. At the moment, water stands at a low rate when we define it as the SDG 6 indicator of people fetching from 500 meters. Then, World Vision Rwanda is contributing to ensuring access to clean water in the community as basic need, where people will be fetching within 500 meters, but with a special focus on household connection through different mechanisms like wash financing. We know that household connection is a household responsibility, and yet lack of water at the community is affecting the health of the family, more specifically the children who get sick because of waterborne diseases. So World Vision is working with the government to ensure access to clean water and household connection as a special focus. At the moment, household connection stands at 18%, and the government has set a target of reaching at least 1 million households to be connected by 2029. So World Vision is there to work with the government to ensure that is achieved. So we also know that water, sanitation, and hygiene goes together. You cannot have good health without sanitation because we produce waste in our daily lives. So World Vision is also contributing to household sanitation through behavior change communication, but also through different marketing, financing mechanisms like Market for Sanitation to ensure that the household are adopting good and durable material for construction of latrines. So the third is hygiene, you know. Having water and sanitation but no hygiene is still zero on the health of the community. So World Vision is also contributing to household hygiene through community hygiene clubs and also behavior change communication to ensure that the community, the household, have good health. So that's all I want to say about WASH. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning once again. I'm happy to take you through another strategic objective among the other strategic objectives that have been discussed. My name is James Mugisha. I'm in charge of livelihood and economic empowerment for World Vision Rwanda. So we are very glad to have you to support us in launching and having our strategy. It is our strategy, all of us. As my colleagues have already said, this strategic objective we are having is children and youth live in economically viable household. This one strategic objective is also contributing to overall target of reaching to 2.5 million most vulnerable children. So we have key high-level interventions which are going to drive the success of this strategic objective. The intervention number one is to support poor households graduate out of poverty. As you know, we are currently standing at 27.4%, the level of poverty. To have this population graduate out of poverty, we are employing a number of approaches and methods. We have the core models that will drive specifically that intervention, which is poor graduation. In this specific model or this specific intervention, we become so intentional to have the most poor household in the community identified and supported with minimum package for graduation, much of which around mindset change, providing asset or supporting with the asset transfer, because many of them are most vulnerable, who are not even afford to have those assets. So we also support them with the basic needs. We support them with the grouping them and support with the financial literacy and financial inclusion so that they get into economic journey. We also employ monitoring and coaching. As much we provide all these, they need to be guided, monitored, and also give some coaching intervention so that they are able to graduate out of poverty. We have another one where we are empowering household and youth to explore and exploit value chain potentials and transition into enterprise. This intervention will be driven by a model here called inclusive market and knowledge access. Here we are becoming again so intentional to even include the excluded or the vulnerable, the most vulnerable groups into these value chain groups. We form what we call producer groups into specific value chain that they select themselves. And then we give them technical skills so that they are able to produce the high produce which can sustain them but also take to the market. Here we also support them, connecting them with market, and also help them have what we call contract farming, so that when they are growing or when they are engaged into those farming activities, they are able to sell or to take what they have produced to the market. Today, the youth unemployment is standing at 20.8%, which is even higher than the national average. So in this particular intervention, we are including youth into value chain activity, getting them into enterprise, and get away with poverty. We are also talking about, or we will also have an intervention of strengthening household with financial inclusion and literacy through saving groups and supporting them with MFI linkage. Here, we support the communities, we support the households, get formed into groups, saving groups, have that saving groups operational, but also we offer trainings so that they know information around financial literacy, financial access to finance, and all that. But also we have a pattern organization or sister organization, Vision Fund, which we work through in particular to this intervention. But also, we are not limited to only working with one financial institution. Our arms are open wide, and also welcoming other financial institutions to join hands, to work together so that our communities, so that our people are financially included and are economically empowered. We have another strategic intervention, promoting land and restore resource with focus on carbon financing and green economy programs. As you may know, today, 1% of our forests are lost annually. What does that mean? It means there are a lot of interventions, activities that actually we deploy to the forest, to the land, to get degraded, and also have the loss of the soil covers because of man's activities. So here we are supporting this intervention highly by using this model farmer-managed natural generation. Here we are supporting the communities, the farmers, restore the degraded land by having the approach community agroforestry nurseries, where the farmers are supported with the knowledge of producing nurseries that have variety of trees so that they can plant those areas with the trees, but also with fruit trees, the mixture of the varieties of trees. And then this one specifically is supporting to regenerate and restore the degraded land that is making the yield or the production go down. So all these interventions will be done in a collaboration with all our partners through all the areas where we operate, and we wish to go beyond. I thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. I believe this is the end of this presentation at the Gallery Walk. We would like to kindly invite you to your seats. And thank you for your patience. It's a lot of information. We will give you the opportunity to have that information with you. You don't have to absorb all of it. Right now, we will have a QR code ready for you later today, where you can scan the booklet where we go extensively through this program. So thank you very much. Reka tubasabe tugane mu byicaro byacu. Now that we know why we are here, what the strategy looks like, then it gives us a better understanding moving forward. Thank you so much. And once again, welcome to the World Vision Rwanda strategy launch for 2026-2030. In the beginning, in all those various aspects of the strategy, it was alluded to, it talked about the awareness of God's love. We, all of us here, I would like to hope so, are very much aware, are very much believers. The compassion that we need to do the work that we do requires believing in God. So without further ado, I would like to kindly invite Pastor Eugène of ADPL to please lead us into prayer as we move forward with today's activities. Pastor, the floor is yours.
Reka dusenge Imana, twubahe Imana, duhaguruke senga Imana. Mana isumba byose, turagushimiye ko waduteguriye umwanya nk'uyu ukoresheje abagaragu bawe kugira ngo twumve ibyo ibigambiriwe, kandi twese tugomba gushyiraho uruhare rwacu kugira ngo abana bacu bazamuke batere imbere muri iyi myaka 5 iri imbere. Turasenze kugira ngo ibyo twatangiye kumva kandi n'ibindi biganiro byose biza gukurikiraho byose biganisha uburyo muri iyi myaka 5 twakwita ku bana bacu, ushoboze buri muntu wese, kandi dusabire umugisha wa division kugira ngo ibi biri mu nyandiko bizashyirwe mu ngiro. Turabizi ko batabikora bonyine, twebwe imiryango ishingiye ku myemerere natwe tutabigizemo uruhare, inzego bwite za leta, inzego z'umutekano, inzego zidashingiye, imiryango idashingiye kuri leta, twese duhe ishyaka ryo guhagurukira rimwe kugira ngo twite ku bana bacu. Ubu umugisha rero ubuyobozi bwa division bwabitekereje kandi ubashoboze kutuyobora muri iki kiganiro kibizakorwa muri myaka 5 iri imbere. Urakoze kubyumvise Nyagasani, tubyambaje mu izina ry'Umwami wacu Yesu Kristo. Amen.
Murakoze cyane, Reverend Pastor. Thank you once again. It is indeed, as it was mentioned in the prayer, this kind of work can only be done successfully with the right set of partnerships. So we would like to take a moment to thank our partners. We are honored to be here with our guest of honor from Minalok. We are very honored as well to be here with representatives of different government institutions, development partners, faith-based organizations, as well as civil society organizations. Now, without further ado, I would like to kindly call upon our National Director of World Vision Rwanda, Ms. Pauline Okumu. Can we greet her with a big round of applause, please? Tumwakirize amashyi menshi cyane umuyobozi wa World Vision Rwanda.
Our guest of honor, the Director General of Planning, Minalok, distinguished government officials, esteemed development partners present here today, all our stakeholders, colleagues, and friends of World Vision Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good morning. Let me take this opportunity to, yeah, okay, fine, thanks. Thank you all for being here today. Today is a very significant moment. We are here not just to renew our commitment as an organization, but to reaffirm our belief that every child in Rwanda deserves a chance to grow, learn, and live with protection and hope. My team did present about us being holistically informed by the issues that are affecting children. Over the past 5 years, thanks to a strong partnership with the government of Rwanda, donors, some of them who are present here today, and local communities, World Vision Rwanda has been able to contribute towards supporting 2 million of the most vulnerable children here in Rwanda. Behind each number is a human story, a story of dignity restored, a story of strength regained, a story of new possibilities. These individual stories show us that really transformation happens, that is one child, one family, and one community at a time. Now, as we launch this new chapter, we commit to an ambitious but necessary goal. It was echoed by my team earlier on, that by 2030, we will all contribute towards improving the well-being of 2.5 million of Rwandan most vulnerable children. And this is through targeted intervention as highlighted, including our advocacy approach that highlights enough campaign that we are currently running. This strategy was built by listening to communities, it was built by listening to families, and to national priorities. Through that processes, three major challenges emerged that we felt as an organization we can contribute towards addressing those. And number one is children exposed to abuse, labor, and limited opportunities to learn. Number two, malnutrition and stunting amongst children under 5. And the third one, families without stable income or productive assets. These are not just statistics, they are really human experiences, and they demand a strong response. And that's why we are heeding to that response. How we will make change happen in what we have highlighted, we will use our Kuraneza integrated program framework, which puts the child at the center of everything we do. Our core action will be contributing towards 1, protect children from harm, 2, strengthen their education, 3, improve their health and nutrition, 4, help families build resilience and sustainable livelihoods, and 5, support communities to adopt climate and economic challenges. I think my team did highlight and pack all of those on the how we're going to do that. These efforts are all grounded in 4 key priorities that define our identity at World Vision. And that is 1, every child experiences God's love. That's what defines World Vision. The second one, every child grows up from violence. And the third, every child receives nutrition for health growth. And the last one, adolescent and youth live in families with dependable income. I think you saw our last strategic objective that also includes youth. We will also integrate cross-cutting themes, like mentioned earlier on, such as gender equality, disability inclusion, advocacy, faith, and disaster risk reduction into all our work. Importantly, our strategy aligns with Rwanda's National Development Goals, that is the NST2, and contributes directly to the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG. We will start in the 18 districts where we already work. We have some mayors represented, at least all in the all province. So our commitment still remains where we have. We already work, and as the strategy progresses, we hope to reach even more children in other areas that we are not operating. Now, to our government of Rwanda, partners, all of you represented here and those that are not here, your leadership in local governance, your dedication to community-led development, and your care for families and children are deeply inspiring. We are honored by your trust and partnership. That's why we've seen success, and we are leveraging on that success even as we push into the new strategic plan. To our donors and development partners, including the private partners here today and those that are not there, your belief in our mission is what makes transformation possible. We have an ambitious financial plan that will help us achieve that. It's over 177 million USD for the 5 years for us to achieve what we have highlighted there. So, so we believe that together we'll be able to make this ambitious goal possible. To our staff and volunteers, your passion and commitment are the heart of the World Vision Rwanda. So we're still counting on you to work together. And to our implementing partners, FBOs, CBOs, civil society organization, my fellow INGO groups, we thank you, and to the communities we serve together with. Thank you for welcoming us, for teaching us, and for walking this journey with us. We're still believing in the same spirit that we'll move together. As we officially launch the World Vision Rwanda Strategy 2026-2030, Kuraneza, That means full life development through a holistic approach. Let us unite behind one mission to enable every Rwandan child to live a life of dignity, hope, and purpose. In the words of President Paul Kagame, young people are future of every country. If we expect a good future from young people, we start preparing them now. May this strategy guide us, strengthen our partnership, and transform lives. May God bless you, and may God bless the children of Rwanda. Murakoze.
Thank you very much. Murakoze cyane. Tumwongera amashyi menshi cyane rwose. Big round of applause for our National Director of World Vision Rwanda, Ms. Pauline Okumu. I would like to kindly call your attention to the screens in front of you. We're going to play a video that lays out the strategy moving forward. Muri uyu mwanya reka tubasabe twerekeze amaso yacu kuri ekara ziri imbere yacu kugira ngo badukinire aka video kagaragaza nanone urugendo ruri imbere muri strategy ya 2026.
For the past 5 years, World Vision Rwanda has remained committed to one calling, motivated by the love of God to ensure the sustainable well-being of 2 million most vulnerable children. From 2021 to 2025, our goal was to transform the lives of 2 million children across Rwanda. Together with our partners, communities, and supporters, we worked tirelessly to make this a reality. Over 160,000 households, once living in extreme poverty, graduated through our ultra-poor graduation program. This model equipped families with the tools, skills, and confidence to build productive and resilient livelihoods, breaking the cycle of poverty for generations to come. In 39 sectors, World Vision Rwanda reached more than 1.7 million people with access to clean, safe water, bringing dignity, health, and hope to communities across the country. More than 1 million children took part in reading clubs and school programs, strengthening their literacy skills, improving English proficiency, and opening the door to brighter futures. Through our integrated programs, we supported families to raise healthier children, empowering communities to thrive physically, emotionally, and spiritually. All these achievements were possible because we worked together with partners, leaders, and with the community we serve. As we step into the future, our commitment deepens. Our new strategy is bold, transformational, and centered on holistic child well-being. By 2030, World Vision Rwanda, in collaboration with its partners, will holistically empower and transform the well-being of 2.5 million most vulnerable children. Children report an increased awareness of God's love, strengthening spiritual nurture and emotional well-being. Children are protected from child labor and sexual violence, creating safe environments where every child can grow free from harm. Children aged 0 to 5 are well nourished, ensuring a strong, healthy start to life. Children and youth live in economically viable households, supporting families to become self-reliant and resilient. World Vision Rwanda will operate in 18 districts while continuing to partner with the government of Rwanda and other development partners across the country, including refugee camps, to amplify impact and reach the most vulnerable where they are. As we enter this new chapter, we boldly step forward, guided by faith, compassion, and purpose. Together, we will continue to empower children, transform communities, and build a brighter Rwanda for generations to come.
Thank you, World Vision. Amashimish cyane rwose. Thank you. Moving forward with our program, I would like to now kindly call upon Mr. Patrick, who is the Strategy Director of World Vision Rwanda, to give us an overview once again of the strategy for 2026-2030. Can we greet him and welcome him with a big round of applause, please? Amashimish cyane.
The Director General of Planning, Minalok, National Director, World Vision Rwanda, esteemed development partners, distinguished government officials, faith leaders who are here present, media, social media, colleagues of World Vision Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good morning. It's a greater and great pleasure and privilege to present to you the overview of our national strategy 2026-2030. And as you know, like any other NGO or development partner, we are here to support the efforts of the government of Rwanda to accelerate the development. Much as this country, the leadership, we aspire to be a middle upper country by 2035, and let alone to be a high economy country by 2050. As a development partner for this government of Rwanda, World Vision is committed to joint effort with the government and other partners to make sure that the government is achieving its long-term goal of making Rwanda a high economy country by 2050. Before diving into my presentation, I would like again to call upon your attention, especially inviting each and everyone to help us as we are launching this national strategy, as you have been doing it in the past, to make sure that we all have the same level of understanding during this critical path, because we have been ambitious, as my fellows have presented, to set a very ambitious target of 2.5 million most vulnerable children to be reached by 2030. But together, as partners, we show that this target will be achieved. Now, it's a matter of reminding ourselves about what the strategy is. I've just picked a few authors that have defined the strategy. Alfred Chandler Jr. said the process of establishing company's direction. Briefly, this is the strategy. John Teets defines the strategy as a management job, or he said that the management job is not to see the company as it is, but as it can become. George Newman said, "How can you lead if you don't know where you are going?" Joel, Ross, and Camille, they said that without a strategy, the organization is a ship without a rudder. At World Vision, we define the strategy as an ongoing dialogue. That's why you are here. The dialogue for alignment. And we normally say that our strategy is a promise that we've made to the most vulnerable children. And this promise is to create a brighter future for them. World Vision alignment of its core guidance, we first have to mobilize resources, and the resources will be taken to the community where we are operating. But there is a cycle of what we call the guidance for our interventions. How we do that? Using our operating models, where we normally target the most deprived areas by deepening our commitment to the most vulnerable children. Our mission, our values, our vision also matter for us. The ministry normally have its key priorities. We can't do everything. We normally have to focus on what we shall be doing. We also set target segment. We usually work with the most vulnerable groups, including most vulnerable children. And of course, together with you as partners, because someone I heard saying that we can't do anything alone. We need to partner with others. I don't want to take much time on taking you through the vision, mission, or core values. Has already been said on several occasions. But let me maybe anchor on these sector programming for World Vision. We have what we call our main pillars. There are 5, but I have listed 3 of them. Transformational development, humanitarian, emergency affairs, advocacy, but we also add our identity, which is faith and development, and also we have advocacy, public and external engagement. Our sector programming, there are 5. We usually focus on child protection, education, livelihood, wash, health and nutrition, but of course having these cross-cutting themes that include, but not listed to JC, gender inclusion, advocacy, disability, child participation, and climate change. The way we define the most vulnerable children, it's similar to how the government of Rwanda defines it. We all use what we call multidimensional vulnerability factors. The only difference is that the government has a component of housing, but whereas for World Vision, we have this component of vulnerable children to catastrophe or disaster. The rest are the same. The way we define most vulnerable children, it's the same way the government defines. Reason why, even if we are doing the profile of household, the most vulnerable household, we normally work together with the Minister of Local Government and LODA to make sure that we are complying with the government requirement. World Vision, we have currently our footprint currently, as we are saying, we are operating in 13 districts with what we call development programs, but our operational presence covers 18 districts out of the 30. We have 23 area programs, these sponsorship-funded programs, over 14 grants, and approximately 300 staff. This is the journey, long journey that World Vision has been going through. This strategy builds on decades of work in Rwanda. But prior to that, we recognized our founder, the founder of World Vision, Dr. Bob Pierce, who started this ministry in the late 1940s. And in Rwanda, World Vision started its work in 1994, July, if I may be specific. And it was during that period, maybe the founder did not know that World Vision will be participating to rebuild this country after the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. But I remember the history tells us that July, World Vision started operating from the east to north. That was Nyagatare and Gichumbi. In 1996, World Vision started its intervention with regard to peace and reconciliation. And we are still doing that to make sure that the government is consolidating the peace and the reconciliation that have been achieved so far. In 2020, World Vision shifted its long interventions, not doing the relief work. We've started programming, having long-term programs. 2020 to 2015, that's when we have developed our first and second national strategy. 2020, that's where we need to comply and align to the Agenda 2030. 2021 to 2025, the strategy which is ending, we've started scaling up the impact for the most vulnerable. And now, this is the period where we are aiming at making our organization more agile, adaptive, so that we make sure that the Agenda 2030 is fully achieved. These are some statistics. I don't want to go again into details, but I will just pick a few of them that may speak to us and all of us. The current population of Rwanda is around 13 million, but with a population growth of 2.3 every year, annual population growth. And this speaks how are we getting prepared to make sure that we are dealing with those issues. Because Rwanda itself, again, is among the intensely populated country across the world. Actually, it's the second in Africa after Mauritius, with 591 people per square kilometer. This is a lot. Now, it puts pressure when it comes to public services and infrastructures. We need to get ready to accommodate this growth of the population. Infant mortality, even if we are doing quite well, but we need at least to keep reducing that rate. Looking at the most poor districts across Rwanda, 47% of the 30 districts, they have a high level of poverty rate, the average, which stands at 27.4, meaning mainly half of Rwandans are still poor, considering the statistics. Where we are operating, since World Vision is called to operate where needs arise, reason why, you can see the poverty is mainly concentrated in the West. The West, from Rubavu all the way to Rusizi. And World Vision is present, is operating over there. If you look at the eastern province, yes, some districts are relatively well off, but we need to maintain the pace. Reason why we are also operating in Nyagatare, we are in Gatsibo, North Ngoma, and then in Bugesera. In the south, we have our presence in the districts of Huye and Sagara. If you compare the two maps, you may see that World Vision is well positioned to accelerate poverty reduction in this country. Now, the achievement still, because I don't have time to go through the details because my colleagues have presented all the details depending on key achievements from our strategy that ended in 2025. But the figures are there, and you will have an opportunity to have the booklet, which contains all these details. Maybe what you can do is only to focus on the future. The future of our strategy, we've prioritized 3 child well-being issues. These are the opportunity that we've picked throughout our landscape, national landscape, and statistics collected by from UN agencies and the government. The process was very participatory during the development of this strategy. Most of us here maybe were there, including children themselves, who have heard their voices about the needs that are pressed on their well-being. The first priority, of course, as the ND said, our identity of having faith and development is key for us to make sure that children are being impacted through faith-based approaches or through our faith leaders. We also want to make sure that, including adults, not only children, they are expressing their hope for future. I was going through the governance scorecard, which has been published recently. This indicator is still in yellow, meaning we need to continue making efforts to improve the number of people who may express good hope for future. The second objective, or strategic objective, which is related to child protection and education, we would like to make sure that we are mainly focusing on pre-primary, the school-based ECD and community-based ECD. We are not only conducting interventions in Rwandan communities, but also across all refugee camps, providing same package of services. WASH, health and nutrition. Of course, the main issue here is to reduce the stunting rate among children under 5, and to make sure that we are connecting household to safe and basic drinking water. We will also raise awareness about hygiene and sanitation among the communities we are serving. Livelihood, we've said that we are joining effort with the government, especially graduating the most vulnerable household. Statistics have been presented. Number of people graduated in the last 2 phases of cycles, and we are still aiming at graduating a good number of vulnerable households by 2030. This is the summary of our strategy. You may go through it and see the 4 strategic objectives, but also what we call the support services. Internally, we need to improve our systems, processes in order to achieve the intended goal. Our strategy is full aligned with government priorities. NSC2, and of course, the Agenda 2030. Reason why, during our programming, we make sure that we are complying with those priorities, be it national or international. The budget, the national director has already highlighted on this. In the past phase or cycle of the strategy, we've invested quite a lot, 1.5 million. And now we are aiming at, because due to the USAID funding cut, of course, our budget has reduced drastically, hoping that in the near future, we may again catch up with the pace. Key messages for today. We think, as partners, that we are going in the right direction. We will make sure that we capture and communicate the evidence or impact around the factors that facilitate and hindering the strategy performance. Of course, we still have unfinished businesses, but together we can pick up the pace and go further. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much indeed. Twamwongera amashyi menshi cyane. We would like to now call upon our guest of honor, who is the Director General of Planning in Minaloc, Mr. Jean-Claude Ingabire, that we will welcome, of course, with a big round of applause. Reka tumuha amashyi menshi cyane tumwakira umushyitsi wacu mukuru, ari nako tumushimira ko yaje kwifatanya natwe.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Ms. Pauline Okumu, National Director, World Vision Rwanda, government officials here present, all protocol observed. Greetings from the Minister of Local Government. On behalf of the Minister of Local Government, Rwanda, I would like to appreciate World Vision work in promoting the development agenda. We are also apologizing on behalf of the Minister who didn't make it today, but we are together during the implementation of our strategy. The World Vision Rwanda has been a key government partner in different areas as presented, but allow me to mention some. As you saw, World Vision is a very good partner when it comes to poverty reduction, nutrition, child protection, among other interventions. If you followed the presentation that were made, you saw that the children are at the center of all strategic objectives. So that's very important when it comes to human capital development. If you want the future of Rwanda, this is where we need to start with, children and early childhood development. The previous strategy that you presented, it was also aligned with the National Strategy for Transformation 1 and other government strategies that led to very good results that we celebrated recently with the result of EICV 7. Talking of poverty eradication, you all know that with the EICV 7 that I mentioned, 1.5 million people get out of poverty, including 160 households that we are celebrating with the previous strategy implemented in a collaboration with World Vision. We are saying that this is it's a proof of strong collaboration with different partners here present, including the World Vision. The aim that we have now is that we leave no one behind, but we also make sure that by 2029, we have at least eradicated extreme poverty to zero. We have to, as well, eradicate the stunting. We have the target to make it below 50, but why not zero with all partners coming in and we make it a reality? Because we don't want to leave any child of Rwanda to continue in starting. So if you want the future, we need to join efforts to make sure that we eradicate and we reach zero level of stunting in Rwanda, and it's possible. This strategy, 5 years strategy, will be continued efforts. If you saw the strategies, the strategic objectives that were presented, you see that it's the continuity of the unfinished businesses, and you want to assure World Vision and the other partners that the government of Rwanda and the Ministry of Local Government that I'm representing, we continue to join efforts and to support these initiatives so that we enjoy together the success of development agenda in our country. Again, this strategy comes in when the government, on the government side, we have the National Strategy for Transformation. We have different sector strategic plan, but most importantly, we have at grassroots level where each and everything comes into reality, we have district development strategy. And when going into the strategic objectives, I saw a high level of alignment, which makes a reality that we shall achieve the aspirations set in those strategies. We thank World Vision for the contribution as presented in resilience and livelihood, water and sanitation, WASH, child protection, education, and we pledge to continue working together to implement this strategy so that we all celebrate the achievements together. We thank World Vision and the other partners, including the government institutions that are helping to provide conducive environment so that we all achieve. We wish that this strategy we are launching now should be, when we are meeting again, we shall be celebrating other people, other households being lifted out of poverty. I will not say that now that the children are the center of all strategic objectives, I think with the permission of National Director and MC, we shall have time to make it launched officially, but it's up to MC on how we do it. Thank you so much.
Reka tubasabe twongere tumushimire cyane. Thank you very much indeed to our guest of honor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time that we unveil and officially launch this new strategy, 2026-2030. And to do so, we would like to kindly invite our guest of honor, our national director, to please join us as our people from protocol are going to accompany us through this. We're going to walk over to this side and officially cut the ribbon. There you go. As they are opening it for us. And a big round of applause. Thank you very, very much. Now, while we are here, let's take a quick picture, and I would like to kindly invite the high table right over here. Can we please join them for a quick picture? Thank you very much indeed. Some background music would have been nice. Can anyone sing here? Somebody maybe can sing for us. Joking, of course. Thank you very much. And while we are here, we'd like to invite you to walk over to that cake over there and help us do the honors. We'll take some more pictures with all our partners. We'd like to cut the cake first. We'd like to kindly invite, our national director has requested the presence of our mayors. Mayors, can you please join us in the picture? And the Director General of RODA, if you can please join us as well. RGB. So the space is small here, so we wanted to move the photo session to the front, if you don't mind, after this one. And we'd like to also kindly invite the representative of the Rwanda Police to please join us as well, the Rwanda National Police. One more, and then we'll move this party to the front. So we'd like to now kindly invite you to move to the front. We have some more pictures to take, but thank you for the rest of you. You can go back to your seats. We'd like to invite our national director and our guest of honor to join us at the front so we can take more pictures with more of our guests here. We'd like to invite this table right over here to please join us. Ni karibu rwose, nimwiheze. Please join us. Now we want to make sure that we have all representatives of government institutions as well. We want to have, after this picture, we will kindly invite you to join us. All right, everyone facing the camera. Are we all visible? We want to make sure we don't miss anyone in this picture. Yes, please. Abarebare mwasigara inyuma nta kibazo. There you go. Excellent. Nokuru Ruhande on the other side as well. Yes, please join. Do we have everyone? There you go. You see, as a one big happy family. Some of you, we want to invite you to the front. We can't see you properly from the back. We want to make sure that we properly see you. There you go, there you go. Excellent, everyone facing the photographer over there. Thank you very much, everyone. And before our National Director and Guest of Honor, before you sit, we would like to take a picture with the staff of World Vision Rwanda. The staff of World Vision Rwanda, please come. World Vision, where are you? No avoiding this one, my brother. Aba staff ba World Vision, umwanya n'uwanyu. All right, buri wese ariyizi ahagarare aho agaragara. Harimo abarimo kugerageza kwihisha nibajya imbere. Everyone facing the camera, show some excitement, share some of that compassion. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much indeed. We want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you. Kuza kwanyu nibyari iby'agaciro gakomeye cyane. Gusa rero ntabwo dusoreje ahangaha. It was very important and it was our pleasure to host you here. Now we are not done yet because after this we want to share a meal. We want to make sure that before we tackle world hunger, we want to make sure that you don't go hungry. Hallelujah. A joke, of course. So we will have our people from protocol help us in guiding us where we have our meal prepared. And I would like to kindly invite our high table to do the honors. You'll go first and we'll follow. Thank you very much indeed. Give yourselves a round of applause. Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving us of your time. It's the most precious thing you can give someone, your time and your love.